Welcome to Colt Stories. The title for today, Colt Diamondback, the Bourbon Street Enforcer. The Colt Diamondback, with its sleek blued finish and 4-inch barrel, gleamed like polished midnight. This 1981 beauty, with its serpent-inspired name, had a storied past that made it more than just a piece of finely crafted steel. It was a guardian of secrets and legends. Back in the early 80s, a private detective named Jack Malone roamed the rainy streets of New Orleans. His weapon of choice, the Colt Diamondback. Jack wasn't just any private detective. He was known for cracking impossible cases. His revolver, meticulously cared for and polished to a mere sheen, was as much a part of his identity as his trench coat and fedora. But this wasn't just any revolver. It was a gift from an old mentor, a retired cop who had once saved his life. This mentor swore by the Diamondback's accuracy, calling it the hand of fate in a gunfight. One rainy night in 1982, Jack was hired to solve a high-stakes mystery. A priceless painting had been stolen from a museum, and all leads were dead. With the police baffled and no witnesses, it seemed like a lost cause, but Jack had a knack for finding what others couldn't. While investigating a shady nightclub, Jack stumbled into a trap set by the notorious Lafayette crime family. The Lafayettes had their hands in everything: guns, drugs, stolen art, and political bribes. In the dimly lit back room of the club, Jack found himself face to face with the family's enforcer, a hulking brute who seemed more like a boulder than a man. The enforcer's smirk widened as he brandished a knife, confident that Jack's time was up. But Jack had other plans. With a lightning-quick motion, he drew his Colt Diamondback. The enforcer lunged, but Jack's reflexes, honed from years on the streets, kicked in. He squeezed the trigger, and the Diamondback roared to life, its blued barrel flashing in the smoky haze. The shot rang true, and the enforcer's blade clattered to the floor. Jack stood over the fallen thug, his heart pounding, the Diamondback still warm in his hand. In that moment, it felt as though the revolver had a life of its own, guiding Jack's hand with unerring precision. With the enforcer down, Jack uncovered the final clue he needed. It turned out the painting had been hidden in plain sight, stashed in the vault of the nightclub's owner, a Lafayette associate. Jack recovered the painting, but not without a climactic showdown that saw the Diamondback fire its last decisive shot. Years later, Jack retired from the detective business, but his 1981 Colt Diamondback stayed by his side, a reminder of all the danger he'd faced and the lives he'd saved. It wasn't just a gun, it was a partner, a symbol of justice in the heart of a city filled with shadows. To this day, that blued Colt Diamondback, with its 4-inch barrel, sits quietly in a velvet-lined case, its legend sealed in the streets of New Orleans.